In this video, I want to show you how to configure Snap Conversion API. The configuration of Snap Conversion API is very similar to Facebook or TikTok. So basically, Snap recommends you to have both web and the conversion API running simultaneously, and to prevent over-reporting, you need to configure the duplication. So let's get started, and I will show you the full cycle of setup, including configuration of Snap Pixel. The first thing that you need to do is go to Web Google Tag Manager template gallery and search for Snap Pixel template. So this one is already added to my Google Tag Manager account, so I won't add it, but you can just click add, and that's it. Now we need to create a new tag, and it will be Snap PageView tag. The second step is to select a tag that we recently added to our WebGTM. Then we need to find the pixel ID. So I already have it as a constant in my WebGTM, but let me show you how to find it. So basically, go to your Snap Ads Manager, then click here Event Manager, and you can either copy this pixel ID here, or if you do not have any event source yet, just click New Event Source, then select Web, then select Pixel, click Next, and you will be able to create a new Snap Pixel. Then here you can add user details. You can see here that Snap Pixel allows you to add two options, either like a clear format of your user data or already hashed data. So since it's a page view event, there won't be any user parameters. So let me just click add additional data, and inside this additional data we want to ensure that we add the event ID, because we will configure both pixel and the conversion API. So the parameter that should carry event ID is client underscore the dupe ID, and to add to generate unique ID for each event, I will use a specific variable. I will show later how to configure this variable. Basically, this is a custom variable template that was created by Stape. So the name of this variable is unique event ID. Let me add it, and I will later show how to configure it. The last step that we need to do is add a trigger. So basically it would be all page views. How to find variable that will create a unique event ID for each event. Go to your templates gallery, click search, and type here event ID. So basically unique event ID by Stape, this is the one that I'm using. After you added this template to your WebGTM, just go to variables, click new, and select here unique event ID, and just select it, add a variable name, and just click save. Okay, the next step would be to configure purchase event. Again, create a new pixel. Add your Snap Pixel ID. Select event type purchase, and here you can add I don't know, like a user or product parameters that you want. So as an example, let me add a user email, and I have it as a data layer variable, billing email. You can also add any parameter here. Let me add currency, it will be USD, and the same I will add transaction value. Yeah, so basically price here. Okay, I do not have price, so let me show you how to create it. And then ensure that you again added a variable that will carry unique event ID for this event. and again pass the key client underscore dedupe ID and add here event ID. Save. Let me add trigger, so it will be custom event purchase, and I also need to add a value. Like I wanted to add like value of this transaction. So yeah, let me again check if I don't have it in my pre-configured variables. No, I don't have it. So yeah, what I will do now, I will let me like later test the setup, and based on my data layer, I will create a variable that will carry the price of the transaction. So for now, I will just click save, and let's preview what we have. Okay, so this is the PageView event. So you can see here that my Snap PageView tag triggered correctly. So you can see here that the status is succeeded, and like the only parameter that we are passing to Snap on PageView is our the duplication ID and pixel ID. Now let me make a purchase. Okay, so purchase made on the website, and let's see what we have inside the WebGTM. So again, you can see that on the custom event purchase, a Snap tag triggered correctly and the status is succeeded. Let's see what we have. So we successfully passed the client duplication ID, user email, currency, event type, and pixel ID, but we do not have value here. So let's try to find the value inside the data layer. As you can see here, the value of the transaction lays here. So basically it's under e-commerce.value. So let's go to WebGTM, and I will open Snapchat purchase tag, and let's create a variable purchase price. So it should be the variable type data layer variable, and it should lay inside like the structure of the variable should be, one second, let me ensure that it's correct. So it's e-commerce.value, because basically value, we are interested in this parameter, and this value parameter lies underneath the e-commerce parameter. So e-commerce.value, let me add it, .value, and click save. Once again, let's ensure that the value added correctly, and then we will proceed with the next step. So I refreshed my web Google Tag Manager preview. We'll just quickly make a purchase. So this is the Snap purchase tag, and you can see here that the price is set to 200. Okay, so this is the steps that you need to do inside the WebGTM to configure Snap pixel tracking. The second step is to deliver data from web to server Google Tag Manager container. So there are three main ways on how you can deliver data to SGTM. The first step is using Google Analytics 4 client. The second way is using data client, and the third way is to deliver somehow like offline data to SGTM. It can be either from your CRM, CMS, backend, or any other solution. So in this case, I will use a data client to send data from web to server, because let's imagine that in this case I'm not using Google Analytics 4, and it means that there's no need to configure GA4, and a data client is more convenient way to deliver data to SGTM. Why? Because it has and options to send everything from the data layer to SGTM by enabling one checkbox, and it delivers exact data that you specified to deliver without any additional parameters like GA4 does. So I already have my data client and data tag configured, so let me show you how it works, and then we can move forward. So basically I have two tags, two data client tags inside the WebGTM. The first one is data tag PageView event, what it does, it's basically sends a PageView event to my tagging server URL, basically to my SGTM container, and I've also enabled the checkboxes send everything from data layer. So it means that data tag will deliver all the data you have here inside the data layer to the SGTM, which is very useful. And besides that, it will add like common data. It's basically like a standard parameters. And I'm also sending a consent state. So in case you are using, you have a consent mode enabled on your website, it can send the consent state from web to SGTM. And it triggers on all page views. The second tag is enhanced e-commerce tags. So here it's a little bit more complicated. So again, I'm sending a dynamic event name to SGTM. I've enabled the checkboxes send all to data layer and send common data. I'm also sending some additional parameters to the WebGTM and to SGTM, sorry. And in this case, what's very important is that we need to send unique event ID to SGTM. So in order to Snapchat to understand like that there were two identical events sent, they check event name and this parameter that called like client the duplication ID. So what you need to do, for example, for the same page event that triggers both from web and server, you need to have the same event name and the same event ID. So basically, how data tag helps us, it sends like unique event ID that you can use inside the SGTM to and add it to the Snapchat conversion API tags. So again, I'm sending also some additional user data, and the trigger for this tag. So it triggers on all e-commerce events. So I'm using a Stape plugin to send data layer events. And with Stape plugin, you have an option to add like underscore Stape to all your e-commerce events. And for me, it's easier like to add this additional parameter, and this way I can easily identify all e-commerce events. So Stape plugins are available for WordPress, Magento, Shopify, BigCommerce, and we are working on a few more plugins. So soon there will be like plugins for Shopware, Wix, and I think one more CMS. Okay. So yeah, that's it for configuring WebGTM, and let's move to server GTM. So the first step inside the SGTM is basically the same as in WebGTM. Go to your template gallery and search for Snapchat conversion API tag. So Stape created a tag for Snapchat conversion API, so I'm using this one. Then we need to configure a PageView event first. So I will edit Snape. I will name it Snape PageView. Then select trigger. Then select the tag type Snapchat conversion API, and select event name. So in my case, it's PageView. Here you need to select event type. So this is not like an offline event or mobile event, so you need to select web here, or just basically leave it as it is because web is selected by default. Then add your pixel ID, and then your access token. So how to find your access token? So there are two ways. You can either, like if you do not have Snap access token yet, you can go again to your ads manager, then select events manager here and click a new event source, then again select web. But here you need to select like conversion API and then click next, and access token will be created for you. In case you already have an access token created, go to your business settings, then click here business details, and you will find conversion API tokens. So yeah, select what method suits you the best. We added access token, and the last parameter that we have for the PageView event is event ID. So since we are passing event ID using a data tag from the WebGTM, and the parameter of like the name of the event ID parameter in for our data tag is basically, let me show you, event ID. So I created a variable. The name of the variable is event ID, and basically what this variable does, it extracts event ID from the parameter event ID inside the event data of the SGTM. I will show you a little bit later. And again, this tag should trigger like on all page views. Let me create a purchase event. Again, select Stape plugin, add your pixel ID, add your access token, and again event ID. Then what you can do here is add user parameters manually. Basically, you have a drop down here of all the standard user parameters that you can add, or like you can add any custom data. So I won't do it now. I will show later how to like do it in another way. But the benefit of Stape tag, what it does, it parses your event data. So basically inside the SGTM, and it extracts all the parameters that it can differentiate and pass it to Snapchat. And another good thing, that tag automatically hashes data according to Snap standard. So the last step that we need to do is select a trigger. So it will be like data client purchase event. How this trigger looks is basically a custom event. Event name is purchase Stape, and the client should equal data client. Click save. Okay, let's refresh both web and server previews and see what we have. So this is a server one, this is a web one. Okay, this is my store. Let me make a purchase. We already verified that tags in WebGTM worked correctly. Let's go to SGTM. So we need to find like the first thing that we're interested in is basically in the purchase event, because it's more complicated. So the Snap purchase tag should trigger on the data client requests, basically on requests that were claimed by data client. So I'm checking here data requests and the purchase Stape event. So yeah, you can see that tag is failed. Let's try to understand what's going on. So it says that your purchase event doesn't include currency parameter. So basically tag was not able to parse a currency, and we need to add currency manually to purchase tag. And let me also show you how to add user data manually to the Snap purchase tag. Okay, so server event parameters, we have user ID, and custom parameters. Let's add currency here. So let me just ensure that I write currency correctly. So currency, all basically my store is like using USD, so I'm adding it as a static value, but you can use like any parameter you want. Then, for example, let's say you want to add user email, and just select here email and add the like value of the email. So I already have it configured, but let me show you how to do that. So I've opened the basically purchase event, and this is and then clicked on the event data inside the SGTM debugger, and this is all the information that I have inside the SGTM on this request. So as you can see, the data tag transferred to SGTM, all the data from the data layer. Basically, it's a user data, product data, items, etc. So, and the event data inside the SGTM, it works very similar to data layer inside the WebGTM. So once you, for example, you need to extract user data, and once you like found where this variable lays, you just need to create a new variable inside the SGTM. And yeah, let me show you how, for example, email variable looks like. So it's the variable type is event data, and the structure of the event data variable is the same as the data layer. So basically you type here user underscore data dot email, and it means that this event data variable will go to user data dot email, and it will try to find user email. Okay, so we added a currency parameter, we added as well a user email, and let's see what else we can add to the Snapchat purchase tag. So for example, it can be first name, billing first name. Okay, let's save. And since we made changes in the SGTM, I need to refresh the preview. And again, I will make a purchase. Order received. Let's hope that it worked. Yeah, so again, we go to the purchase Stape event inside the request that was claimed by data client. And then here you can see like the success. Basically, the Snap purchase event triggered correctly. And what you can do here, like you can expand like you can click on tag details and see what information was sent to Snapchat. And let's again verify the PageView event. Okay, so PageView event didn't work, and why? Let's try to understand. So it basically didn't trigger. I guess it's because I have the wrong client name. So let's see, for example, this is the PageView event by data client, and the client name should be DC, but not a data client. So let me quickly fix that. And yeah, again, refresh the preview. Just a few clicks and we should be able to test. So this is the PageView event by data client, yeah, and you can see that now the Snap PageView event triggered correctly. Okay, so this is almost it, and how you can verify that the duplication worked correctly. So for now, there is no way of like live testing inside the Snap. What you can do is go to your events manager and click here view pixel details, select event, and here you will see that event duplication is like enabled or disabled. And then if you click like details, you can see that like what data, what statistic you have for the event duplication. If there will be some errors, that it will show you like the duplication does not work correctly, or any other warning. Okay, so that's it. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.